Anambra State Command of the Nigeria Police Force in a press statement a few minutes ago says that the combined joint team of men of the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, Department of State Service, DSS, Armed Forces of Nigeria, AFN, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC and Anambra State Vigilante members have killed one of the suspected gunmen after 7 hours gun battles with the non-state actors at Agulu-Ezechukwu community, a town near Isuofia, the hometown of the incumbent governor of the state, Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, and both towns are in Aguata local government area of the southeast state. According to the police-led joint security operatives comprising the Department of State Service, Army, Navy, Civil Defense and Anambra State Vigilante members in the early hours of the 5th of June 2025 razed down an identified criminal camp and neutralized one of the armed hoodlums at Agulu-Ezechukwu, Aguata local government area. The operatives also recovered one Ash Toyota Sienna with registration number EKY03FF, one unregistered white Mazda Hilux, one motorcycle, some household, kitchen items which include pots, gallons, groceries, some sleeping mattresses, manchinkel tools, clothes and other incriminating items. The joint security force in a well-coordinated operation overran the criminal camp after a 7-hour gun duel with the armed hoodlums. Meanwhile, the operatives are still combing the area for possible arrest of other fleeing suspects because of a lot of fresh blood stains in the area. Further developments would be communicated. Please, SP Tochukwu Akenga, the Police Public Relations Officer, Anambra State Police Command stated. Few hours ago, we had reported that more than a day after Aganekemba security outfit came under attack at Amunze town, the special state vigilante group established by Anambra State government under the leadership of Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo to boost the level of security in the state. No one among the armed groups fighting in the southeastern part of Nigeria has claimed responsibility for the early Thursday morning attack that left one of the special vigilante group members dead, another injured, with 5 of the vigilante operational vehicles burnt to ashes, even when one of the Biafra armed groups, Biafra Defense Forces, BDF led by Igwe Butuzor, often described by the secessionist armed group as General and the Chief of Defense Staff, CDs in charge of the Biafra government in homeland, had in early April 2025 reiterated and announced their presence in the Arumba local government area of Anambra State that has Amunze town as the administrative headquarters in the Arumba South Council area. The BDF in a statement issued via its social media handle had in April stated that the Biafra Liberation Army had a face-off with the Nigerian terrorist military in Arumba, Old Anambra State. The good news is that the men of the BLA defeated them despite the heavy bomb they thrown on us. The Nigerian terrorist military is tired of fighting the Biafra Liberation Army in Orsu, Olu, Orsumahu, Ahala, etc., but cannot stop coming more than a day after Aganekemba security outfit came under attack at Amunze town. The special state vigilante group established by Anambra State government under the leadership of Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo to boost the level of security in the state. No one among the armed groups fighting in the southeastern part of Nigeria has claimed responsibility for the early Thursday morning attack that left one of the special vigilante group members dead, another injured, with 5 of the vigilante operational vehicles burnt to ashes, even when one of the Biafra armed groups, Biafra Defense Forces, BDF led by Igwe Butuzor, often described by the secessionist armed group as General and the Chief of Defense Staff, CDs in charge of the Biafra government in homeland, had in early April 2025 reiterated and announced their presence in the Arumba local government area of Anambra State that has Amunze town as the administrative headquarters in the Arumba South Council area. The BDF in a statement issued via its social media handle had in April stated that the Biafra Liberation Army had a face-off with the Nigerian terrorist military in Arumba, Old Anambra State. The good news is that the men of the BLA defeated them despite the heavy bomb they thrown on us. The Nigerian terrorist military is tired of fighting the Biafra Liberation Army in Orsu, Olu, Orsumahu, Ahala, etc., but cannot stop coming despite the numerous death they incurred every day they come fight. They are surprised by the resistance they always get. What is killing them is what they don't know. Biafra must be liberated. In other series of statements issued to confirm and claim responsibility for certain attacks in recent months, the BDF stated as presented below. This is to inform the general public and Biafrans at large that the Biafra Defense Forces do not post when it is not necessary. We do so on the order of our commander, General the CDs of the Biafra Defense Forces, Land and Air, Igwe Butuzo. Disregard any misleading information. The Biafra Defense Forces Lilu Command dealt mercilessly with the terrorist Nigerian military today, the 4th of June 2025. Remember, no Biafra, no peace. The Biafra Naval Force, known as the Black Marine, launched a deadly attack on the maritime border, killing 9 Cameroonian BIR terrorists and destroying oil installations. This development has forced both Nigeria and Cameroon to suspend the already resumed oil drilling the maritime. The Biafra Defense Force, BDF, has neutralized scores of the contracted Nigerian terrorist military and destroyed their armored tanks. This is Saturday's event. Mind you, the war of liberation is ongoing until total victory is won. Several ambulances conveying the dead bodies of the Nigerian military en routed through Ihiala by the Ihiala Market Road. The ground fight is still ICK through Mbosi. Several of the Nigerian terrorist military has been neutralized. You can't cross the BDF red line and still remain the same. This was on the 4th of May 2025. Our resistance is top-notch. The God of the Biafra Defense Forces is potent and has revised the enemy's weapons of mass destruction target against us to their own self-destruction. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has told a federal high court sitting in Lagos State that the elder brother of Paul and Peter Okoye of P Square music brand, Jude Okoye, allegedly stole 1,380 million naira from the twin music stars and used 850 million naira from the alleged proceed of crime to purchase a land in Lagos State after he created and registered a company with a near similar name to outsmart his younger brothers who he was managing as their record label directors at the time of the crime. According to EFCC news release, Justice A. Owoi of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on Wednesday, June 4, 2025, adjourned till October 23, 2025 further hearing in the alleged 1.38 billion naira's fraud involving Jude Chigozie Okoye, elder brother and former manager of Paul and Peter Okoye. The Lagos Zonal Directorate 1 of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is prosecuting Okoye alongside his company, Northside Music Limited, on a 7-count charge bordering on money laundering to the tune of 1.38 billion nairas. One of the counts reads, that you, Jude Okoye Chigozie and Northside Music Limited, sometime in 2022, in Lagos, within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, did directly acquire a landed property known as number 5, Tony Eramasele Street Parkview Estate, Ikoyi, Lagos, worth 850 million nairas, 850 million naira only, which money you knew or reasonably ought to have known form part of proceeds of unlawful act and thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 18(2)(b) and punishable under Section 18(3) of the Money Laundering, Prevention and Prohibition Act, 2022. He pleaded not guilty to the charges when they were read to him upon his arraignment on February 26, 2025. At the resumed sitting on Wednesday, the first prosecution witness, PW1, Peter Obumuni Okoye, while being cross-examined by the defense counsel, Clement Onwuewonor, San, said that he never signed any check and had no access to the accounts while still signed to Northside Entertainment. He also told the court that, although he received some money from the EcoBank account of the company, they were not royalties because the account also received millions of dollars from endorsements and shows. He maintained that he never knew about the existence of Northside Music Limited, his brother's company, until late 2022 and that he didn't receive any proceeds from Lex Records all through his time at the company. Justice Owoi, thereafter, adjourned the matter till October 23 and November 10, 2025 for continuation of trial. Meanwhile, Peter Okoye of the P-Square Music Group has reacted to a statement by a media page named The Nigeria Lawyer, claiming his statement to the EFCC was full of lies. Oga publicist is still trying harder to misinform the public. When did, the judge cautions Peter Okoye. Peter emphasized that he believes that the truth will prevail and criticized his brothers, alleging that they were involved in wrongdoing. Peter
bringing you the news in a more digital way.